My name's Dan Snow. I teach the first year operations class in the MBA program. The operations class is one of the courses in the core that all of the students take in the first semester of their first year. And it's also the introduction for many students to the amazing world of operations. It's a class that we use also as a gateway for students who are in the global supply chain management emphasis in the MBA program. Operations is really magical and fun because it is the process of business. It's the business of business. In that class, we talk about how things actually work and how to make things work better. One of the things that I love about this class is the emails and calls that I get from students that I've had in the past. They will call and say, you know, I never imagined that I would need to have something from this class, know how something in a factory worked, but I'm now in private equity and I'm doing due diligence on a company that we're thinking of buying. And it turns out I'm spending much more of my time in the factory than I am working on the spreadsheets. Or I'm in marketing and I'm spending a lot of time interfacing with the people who are actually making the stuff or sourcing the stuff. And I didn't appreciate that that was going to be so important. And it opens people's eyes to all of the cool stuff that's out there in the business world. Operations is a really fun course to teach because it really gets at the heart of business, how we make stuff, where we get it from, how we do it better, and how we get it to where it's supposed to go. And I think in a lot of ways, it is the best preparation for becoming a CEO of a company. If you look at Tim Cook at Apple, what's his background? His background is that he ran supply chain at Apple. Why would that be good preparation for a CEO? Because he saw the business end to end, start to finish. Where do we get the stuff? How do we partner with the people that are manufacturing for us? How do we get them to make it better? How do we get it to our customers on time when there are big deadlines? Those are really exciting issues. So take something really simple like bottlenecks. People talk about bottlenecks and it's something that we think we understand. In this class, we start at the beginning, understanding process fundamentals. So we start with cases about factories that are right down in the weeds. How do you calculate what the bottleneck is? How do you calculate what the critical path through a plant is? How do you think about batch size? You know, stuff that is, to me, really exciting because I'm a geek, and a lot of people out there don't realize that this stuff is super important. And then over the course of the semester, we rise up in altitude to where we're talking about how do we make these things run better? How do we apply principles from things like the Toyota Production System or Six Sigma or statistical process control to make these processes work better, until by the end of the semester, we've risen up in altitude to the CEO level, and we're talking about how do you think about the factories that you need to have in a car company when you've got 30 factories. How do we compare them? How do we make them work better? Some of them are doing specialized products, some are doing commodity products, and how do we think about the constellation of plants that we need to have? Or how do we think about the investment decision for building a new cancer drug plant at Genentech? How far out do we need to plan? How far out do we need to think about the FDA approval process as we're deciding when to put the shovel in the ground to make this new plant? Those are the kinds of issues that we get to by the end of the semester, and we're much more able to approach those intelligently because we've done this hard work of figuring out how processes work at the beginning of the semester. Students come away from this class with a better understanding of business processes. There are all kinds of ways that companies do things, and those may be marketing processes, they may be finance processes, they may be supply chain processes, but in this class, you come away more intelligent and better able to make processes work better. It's a set of principles that you can apply regardless of your career path, but these are principles that can be applied in many settings and are going to make our students better managers regardless of the roles that they go and take after graduation.